bitKlavier has been in development on the desktop for a couple years now and has been used in performances around the world. And the desktop version has been used in the creation of a recording that is actually coming out this Friday on New Amsterdam Records. We decided to make an iPad version of the application to make it more accessible, more handy literally, to put it in the hands of people who just wanted to explore the instrument, to compose with it, and to see what they might make with it themselves. It's designed for composers and instrument builders, for students, pianists, and so on. I'll give a quick summary and then we'll just look at how it works. In short, bitKlavier attaches some very simple algorithms to the virtual strings of the piano, the virtual piano here. And these algorithms manifest themselves as little metronomes, or the piano sound coming backwards. It also allows the instrument to be retuned in various ways on the fly. So when you first open bitKlavier, it will actually open up a little tutorial for you, which shows up right here. So I'll pull up the tutorial here. And this is possibly useful right now in that it tells you that when you first open it up, you need to load some samples, and we'll step through all these things. You can either load a light set of samples that will load quickly, or a medium set that will load less quickly but sound better. There are a bunch of examples where the instrument is preset in various ways, and so one of the best things to do is to step through some of the examples and see how it works. There are also libraries of presets, many that are included with the app, so that users can choose different collections of presets and explore those. You can link to Dropbox in order to share libraries of presets. So you might create your own presets and save them to a library and then write them to Dropbox so that you can either share them between the desktop version and the iOS version, or share them with others. And also, if you're working with somebody who wants to send you their own presets, you can load them up through Dropbox this way. You can save new presets by clicking on this triangle there. Right up here, you can rename and overwrite and so on. And you can also open up a large on-screen keyboard if you want to play on the screen of the iPad itself. You can also attach an external MIDI keyboard, and I'll demonstrate that in a little bit. As I said, there are a bunch of things under the wheel here, including the tutorial, some other things about general settings, MIDI in case you've got multiple devices connected, some information about presets, and so on. So let's see. Finally, across the top are a set of buttons that you can also swipe to go to really the guts of the instrument so that you can see how it's working, and you can configure it in various ways. And we'll take a quick look at those later. In each of these panels there are a series of question marks that the user can click on to learn more about how the instrument works. So here we are back in front. I'm going to load the light samples so that they load fairly quickly and we can actually hear the thing. By default, it's just a simple piano. Let's do what I suggested earlier and step through some of the presets. So we might, for instance, open up Synchronic 1, and this will demonstrate the very simple metronome that comes out when you play. And we can come over here to this button here to see how all the parameters are set for the synchronic preparations, as we call them. These can get quite complicated. And as I said, this question mark here will open up and show what all of the different functions mean. I don't want to explain all those here, otherwise this will be a many hour-long video. But we can step through various other presets in order to see those values change. And you can hear the metronome's behavior change in different ways. Let's see, I'll pull up another one for fun. This is a very lopsided metronome. You can also, of course, modify these parameters and then save these in presets. So for instance, this preset that we were looking at goes at this tempo. I might choose to go in and just make it go faster. So let's just do that. And now it's much faster. If I wanted, I could go and say this is a new preset, and so on. So those are the synchronic presets. We can look at what we call nostalgic presets, and this is where the piano actually plays backwards in different ways. So I'm going to swipe to the nostalgic presets, and here in this case I think they'll play backwards for the same length of time that I play the keyboard. So and let me pull up another example of some nostalgic. You can get some really some other wonderful types of sounds from it. Let's see what this, let's pull up maybe this one here. Oh, this one is linked with a metronome. And let's pull up one more here. Yeah. So another type of sound from nostalgic. I'm going to shut it up again. The direct preparations are super simple. Basically, in this case, we can simply mute certain keys. So if I pull up one of the direct presets, let's see. It'll mute these keys, and they simply won't play when you touch those keys. Now that might seem kind of stupid, but when you're actually playing the keyboard and playing rapid finger patterns, being able to mute certain keys can be really quite useful and has been used by composers over the years in different ways. There are various other things having to do with tuning, where the tuning can change, and the tuning can change as you play. And also tempo, where the tempo of the metronomes can adjust to the tempo of your own playing. And there are also preset key maps, where the presets will change under your hands as you play. So you'll see I'll play this preset and it'll change to a new preset. I'll play this preset, it'll change to a new preset. So this allows the behavior of the instrument to change under your hands in ways that are impossible with a conventional piano. Okay. So I'll demonstrate the instrument briefly now. I'm just going to plug in this little Akai keyboard, and you plug it in and it works. I've loaded a library for a little etude for this instrument, and we've got a collection of etudes, micro etudes, for this instrument. So I'm just going to play one of these briefly for you so you can see and hear it. This is a little bit of a crazy etude where the tuning changes under your hands as you play. I'm not a very good pianist, but I'll try.